Deep inside of the Pyrenees Mountains lies an ancient cirque carved out over the eons by ice ages gone by. Within this cirque, a waterfall plunges 1,385 feet to the valley floor, making it France's highest. It is truly a spectacle to behold. This is Gavarnie Falls. All right, good morning everybody. Today we are in the Pyrenees National Park here in southern France, and we're going to be hiking up to Gavarnie Cirque, and we're going to look at a really cool waterfall. There's actually a bunch of waterfalls up here. Should be really cool. We're going to be taking a slightly different route though. This trail that you see behind me is kind of the standard route most people take to go up to the Cirque and up to the waterfall. But we had a local give us some tips on an alternate trail that will take us up to the side of the mountain and along a little plateau, and then we'll loop back down to the waterfall, and we're going to come back this way. So this will be a really fun hike. Now, we had camped down there. That was a campsite that we came up and we paid to stay there. It wasn't very expensive. So that's the Cirque up ahead. You may or may not be able to see all the waterfalls cascading down it, but it is pretty spectacular. So we had a really nice night last night. The campground that we stayed at is along this river here. They have this nice terraced camping area full of wildflowers and crickets, and it was really nice. I'm not sure if you can see the big waterfall up there, but we will eventually be at the base of it. So you'll run into this sign. You can see right here to get up to Gavarnie Cirque. You keep going that way, but we're going to take this trail and head up in that direction. One of the reasons that we're taking this trail is you can see all these people down here. There are a lot of tour buses that come up and drop people off, so it gets quite crowded up here. This trail, I think, will give us a little bit more solitude. So I'll make sure I put the coordinates of where this trail takes off, so if you decide to come hiking up here, you'll know where to deviate and head up this way. And you're going to run into several signs along here just to kind of remind you that despite this being a national park, this is a little different than it is in the States, in that you have people that are still running cattle and sheep up in these high mountain pastures. So if you have your dogs, make sure they're on a leash. So at first I thought this was a piece of poop, but this right here is a black slug. I'm going to go over here for just a minute. Looks like there's a waterfall coming down here. The Pyrenees National Park is a French national park located along the border of France and Spain in the Pyrenees Mountains. The park was created in 1967 as a natural heritage site devoted to preserving biodiversity and landscapes, as well as studying wildlife and plant species. The park is home to 70 different species of mammals, including the bearded vulture, Pyrenean desmond, Pyrenean chamois, and capercaillie. A small population of bears also inhabit the park, and at least 124 plant species have been observed within the national park, including 25 that are endemic to the Pyrenees Mountains. The eastern portion of the national park was inscribed on the UNESCO World Heritage List in 1997, forming part of the French section of the Pyrenees Mont Perdu World Heritage Site that straddles the border between France and Spain. Repeated glaciations created multiple cirques, such as the immense Gavarnie Cirque and the large U-shaped valleys that are found throughout the park. It sounds like there is a flock of sheep that are also making their way up this trail. Oh, they're not sheep, these are cows. Sounds like there's a lot of them. Oh yeah, look at that. It looks like they're all wearing bells.
Non, pas. D'accord, pas de problème.
They're putting them here? Oh, okay. All right, so these guys asked us to move. I guess they're going to bring all the cows up into this little meadow here, so. You know, like I said before, this is a working park. They have grazed animals out here for hundreds of years, long before they made it a national park. A nice little trough here, spring fed. I wouldn't drink it though, but it's definitely nice to wash your hands off in. Yeah, I really like all these high alpine meadows. Beautiful country. Most of these peaks around here are between 9,000 and 10,000 feet. Let's check it out. So I guess you can stay in here. Oh, let's go take a look. Wow. If you had to, you could probably weather a bad storm. Look at this. All concrete. Got a little fireplace in here. What a view. At some point when they built this, they hauled concrete all the way up here. Had to haul up this metal for the roofing and build this place. Now they probably used donkeys or something like that to haul up the concrete. But it's pretty impressive that they were able to come and do something like this. So I don't know if you can see, there's this gap up in that big head wall across from us. And I'm going to let Isabel pronounce it because I'm not too good with my French.
La Brèche de Roland.
And up on top of that ridge is, of course, the border between Spain and France. And this one over here is...
Le Pic du Marboré, 3248 mètres.
Remember to take notes because there's going to be a quiz on this after. over here.
Refuge des Espuguettes, 2027 mètres.
And that is the refuge, that building way up on the top of that hill. And this one right here is called
Cabane de Pailla, 1800 mètres.
And this is a place you can actually come and camp out in if you wanted to. All right, so we're going to head back down to the other trail that we were on, and there's a junction down here that I'll show you when we get to it, and that's going to take us over through these trees, and we're going to go around this corner over here, and then we're going to descend down into the main cirque over here and take a look at the waterfall. Yeah, this place is awesome. I have to thank the woman at the campground for recommending this, because boy, this has just been absolutely spectacular up here. I don't know if you can see the cows up there, and you can certainly hear the bells ringing. So getting to witness that was kind of a unique occurrence. That only happens twice a year when they bring the cattle up into these higher areas to spend the summer and eat, and then of course they bring them back down into the lower valleys. And a lot of these cows are used to make local cheese that is imparted with a certain flavor, or the milk is imparted with a certain flavor from all of the wildflowers and the grasses and things that they eat up here in this alpine area. Might have to stop and check it out. I've already eaten a ridiculous amount of cheese on this trip, but you know, when in France. All right, we're back down here to this sign. We had been up there, but we are going to take this trail over here, and that will take us around over to the waterfall. It's just so green and lush up here. It's just beautiful. And of course, we're hitting it during wildflower season, so there are just a ton of flowers up here. It's really nice. Wow. Look at that. Oh, look at this. Is this really a cafe? Wow. Only in Europe will you be hiking in the mountains and you come across a cafe. Can we actually go in and get coffee?
Yeah, you want coffee?
I don't know, do you? I wasn't expecting this. Oh, looks like they got beer too and wine, huh? With the chalet here, you can get food, coffee, beer, and this is a refuge that you can stay in overnight if you'd like to. But we're going to head on down the trail. I've got a nice little seep going on here. Water dripping from above. Yeah, I sure like the Pyrenees. I've always wanted to hike in them. It's been on my list for a long time. And the Pyrenees are quite undeveloped as opposed to like the Alps, where there's a lot of development. I suppose if you needed to, one could get over here and take a shower. It's probably kind of cold though. All right, we're coming into another little grotto here. Yeah, this section of the trail is really cool. We keep coming across these little tricklets of water pouring off of this cliff face off to the left. Oh, look at that one. One of the interesting things about this hike is we've run into Germans, a lot of Spaniards, and of course a lot of French. A whole mix of languages I don't speak. I attempt to stumble my way through, but... Alright, so there are these little purple flowers growing on this cliffside, and I guess they are carnivorous. Alright, we're going to walk up here and check this out. If you're going to do this, be careful. There's a lot of moss on these rocks, and they are slippery. So these flowers are carnivorous. You don't want to stick your finger in here because they will latch on and not let go. No, I'm just kidding. This is Gavarnie Cirque, and you can see all those waterfalls over there. This trail is going to continue along this hillside, and we're going to wrap around the corner, and there's a really big waterfall over there we're going to check out. Wow, look at those waterfalls. These are the ones we could see from camp. But we're going to get the up close and personal look here very soon. Absolutely spectacular. Here you can see all the waterfalls. Well, looks like we found a nice cafe. think we're gonna go down there and get ourselves some coffee. What a place, though. Great coffee and a great view. Boy, there are waterfalls all over here. See these coming right out of the ground. But we're gonna hike up ahead, go check out some of these big waterfalls up at the top. Well, that little cafe had some delicious coffee. And it's also a hotel. And you can get a full dinner there if you want. I mean, I have tried to count the number of waterfalls I see up here, and each time I come around a new corner, there's more of them. I mean, look at those way up there. This is just outstanding. This area over here, it looks like all of these trees got knocked down, most likely by an avalanche. There are quite a few stream crossings. Just make sure you're careful. Bringing some trekking poles is always a good move when you're going through this kind of terrain. It's 420 meters, about 1,300 feet. The spray from up here is pretty impressive. There's just this cool, damp wind blowing down here. Getting pretty wet. Whew. Everything's soaking wet around here. All right, here we are at the base. Absolutely beautiful out here, but pretty wet and windy. My pants are soaking wet. That is quite something. I've never been up to a big waterfall like this. Absolutely spectacular. Boy, that was really intense up there. Being at the base of that waterfall, just the rush of wind and moisture coming up. It's pretty crazy. It's very beautiful though. we are going to head down. We have about 3.5 miles back to camp. Most of it's going to be on a road that goes from this hotel that we had coffee at earlier down to the village of Gavarnie. This was really cool coming up here. It's been quite a hike today. Saw a lot of really great country. All right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this adventure. We'll see you guys next time.